The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Mr. Evans? Mr. Evans?
Oh, hello there. Good morning.
Good morning. I thought that was you driving down the lane, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, well, I got a new truck.
Oh.
Well, it's second-hand.
Oh,
but...
it looks nice. I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, sure. I'll be right there.
I've got an old chair that I was wondering if you might be interested in.
Well, I might be. Let's have a look at it.
All right, come on in. Well, I haven't seen you go past for some time.
Well, the wife's been sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she's better now.
She's better, all right. Telling me how to do everything, so I guess she's good as new again.
Well, come on in the living room. I'll show you the chair. I don't know if you know that we sold the house and we're planning to move.
No, is that so? Is that so?
Yes. Well, we won't be moving until fall when our new house is ready. We're building out by the lake.
Is that so? Is that so?
Yes, uh-huh. Well, that's the chair.
Oh, yeah.
My husband and I were saying that some of the things we wanted to get rid of, what we didn't want in the new house, Well, you hate to just throw things out if you can get a little something for them.
Uh-huh, sure.
Know.
Well, there's not much resale value on used furniture.
No, I know that.
And this chair really looks used.
Yes, I know. And it has been.
Well, springs aren't much good.
No, I know. We've had them fixed several times, but you see, it's the kind of a chair that people just flop into.
Well, it's no good for springs.
No.
However, they can be fixed, I guess. Leather's all shot.
Yes, I know the leather is.
All dried up. Look at the back here. Comes right off in your hands.
Well, yes, I know. I have to keep the back of the chair to the wall. Well, I guess it's really not.
I'll give you $12 for it.
It's a deal.
Okay. want me to take it today?
Well, you might just as well as long as you have your truck out here.
Anything else you want to get rid of? I mean, that you want me to look at while I'm here?
Oh, well, now let me think. Oh, hello, dear.
Hi.
I didn't hear you drive in at all.
Oh, well, I did. Drove right in. Oh, boy, hey, something smells good.
Pot roast.
Mm-hmm, good. Got a kiss for your old man?
Oh, I guess there's one left.
Hey, you smell
Your
good, too.
nose is cold. Oh, have I got a surprise for you, dear.
Oh, what?
You know how we were talking about selling some of the old things around here that we didn't want in the new house?
Yeah?
Well, to begin with, I sold that awful old chair, and I got $12 for it.
Oh?
Honey, stay out of the pot roast now, will you, darling?
I'm just smelling it, honey. Maybe just take a little taste, huh? A little taste?
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Anyhow, about the chair, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Yeah, I should say. What chair was that, honey?
So that ugly old leather thing we had in the living room with the springs falling out. What's the matter?
What chair did you say?
What you do? Wait a minute. Dear, where are you going? Honey.
Where's my easy chair? Where
Oh,
is
dear,
it?
now look here. I just told you.
You couldn't. You couldn't possibly have sold that beautiful leather chair. That was in perfect shape. Well, it was the only comfortable chair in the whole house.
No, I
You
would
didn't...
never have sold a chair like that. I sold a dreadful old leather chair that was worn and shabby with the dried-up leather falling off
You
the back.
sold that?
With the springs dragging on the bottom practically, and it had stains and spots that would never come out. That's the chair I sold.
You sold it?
Yes, I did. I got $12 for it, and I was almost ashamed to take it.
$12?
We were lucky to get anything.
That chair was worth $1,200.
Oh, now, don't be silly.
I just can't get over the... How could you possibly have...
We talked about getting rid of some of the, junk that we have around here.
Junk?
And I thought naturally...
We never discussed getting... Never discussed it at all.
No, I guess we didn't mention this chair in particular.
Leather chair like that, it's got to be mellowed like a pipe. It takes years to get it just right.
Dear, that chair had sagged and sagged. You should have seen the springs.
The springs were fine.
But they weren't fine at all. They were dragging on the floor. They were. One spring was just dangling on the floor.
We have fixed the springs before they could be fixed again.
We tried to fix them about 20 times before they'd last about 4 days and they'd be out again.
That chair would have lasted another 10 years.
Oh,
10 years.
really, really. Now, just stop making such a fuss. You've often said yourself that chair was no beauty, and I hated it.
That was a comfortable chair. It was the only really comfortable chair in the whole house.
Why, it is not, dear, and besides...
Who'd you sell it to?
The junk man. Now, dear, it...
$12.
Yes, and I was glad to get it.
You realize how much that chair cost new?
Well, that's hard.
$350. $350.
It wasn't new when we got it. It was already 10 years old then.
10 years old?
Yes, it was 10 years old. 10 years old when Bill and Nancy Cartwright moved from here to Texas, and Bill stung you $140 and you were idiotic enough to pay it.
Bill did me a favor. He was crazy about this chair. He wanted to take it with him.
Nancy wasn't crazy about it. Looked pretty shabby then, and she was glad to palm it off on us.
Only comfortable chair in the whole house.
Well, that is not true. That chair, that one right there, that is just as comfortable. Go sit in it. Go on. Go sit in that wing back and see how comfortable it is.
No, thank you.
Try it.
I have tried it. I've tried it hundreds of times. That wing back chair is not comfortable, never has been comfortable. It isn't right for my legs.
What do you mean it isn't right for your legs?
It isn't. I'll show you. When I sit down, it hits me. It hits me under the legs right here.
Where is it supposed to hit you?
Well, right here, under my knees, of course. The seat part is too shallow for my long legs.
Why, you don't have such long legs. All right, you have long legs. Get up. Let me try it. Why, this chair is very comfortable.
I can't get over it. Just selling it, like
Even your own mother has asked me why we had that ugly thing in our living room.
Never mind.
Even your friends have made jokes about it. Honey, dear, you know it was awful looking.
I don't care how it looked. It was comfortable. Practically every night as I drive home from work dead tired, I think of walking in and flopping in that chair where I could really relax and read the paper.
But you know it looked terrible.
I don't care how it looked. Looks aren't always the important thing.
Well, they're pretty important in the living room. I mean, if you'd had it in the basement or something, where it didn't show.
It never occurred to me that as so-called master of the household, I had to sit by the furnace to read my paper.
Now, you know I didn't mean that.
If there's one thing a man likes, it's an easy, comfortable leather chair. Just
All right,
one little
dear.
thing in life
All right, dear. I didn't know it meant so much to you. And when we buy things for the new house, we'll try to arrange our budget so you can have a new leather chair for your den.
A new one it isn't the same thing. You
well,
can't
I
just
don't know
take
what to do about
new
it, dear.
chair
I
and
sold the chair, and I'm sorry you're so
takes
upset.
years
Now
to
I've got to drive over to Susan Bodine's and get Betsy.
break your chair
And
in.
Honey, now don't sit on that spindly little straight-back chair. You can't read the paper there.
I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
Please, come here. Come on over here and try this nice chair.
You sold the only nice chair we had around here.
Oh, now, don't be that way.
I am quite cozy, thank you.
Well, you can't be sitting up like a ramrod on that thing. I'd rather you lost your temper and yelled at me instead of acting like this. You acted just like this when I threw out those perfectly dreadful bedroom slippers, too. And Eleanor said Fred didn't speak to her for a week when she threw out some horrible old sweater. Why do you men want to hang on to stuff when it looks so awful?
I wish to take this opportunity to remind you, and remind myself, that I love you.
Oh, honey.
But I should also like to take this opportunity to inform you that no matter how dearly a man loves his wife, there are times when every married man wishes he'd stayed a bachelor, and this is one of those times.
Come on, Betsy. Come on, darling, eat your dinner.
I am. Eat your dinner too, Daddy.
Daddy's not very hungry, dear.
Are you sick, Daddy?
No, I'm not sick. I'm all right. I'm just not hungry.
Mommy sold a chair today, and Daddy feels badly about it.
What chair?
That big leather one we had in the living room, you remember?
Oh, yes. That was an awful old chair.
Yes, well, Daddy didn't think so, dear.
Oh, it was, Daddy. It looked terrible. It was all coming to pieces in the back. And Mary Lou Kendall saw it, and she said, why did we have such a horrible chair?
Yeah, well, dear, none. You needn't glare at Betsy. She can't help what her friends say, but you see, even children notice things.
Oh, I didn't like that leather chair, Daddy. Every time I'd sit in it, it was all cold.
Yeah, well, never mind the chair, Betsy. Now you eat your dinner. In fact, you eat your dinner too, Daddy. I will call Mr. Evans right after dinner and see if he will sell the chair back.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary, wouldn't be so highly inconsistent if she made the Amos and Andy Music Hall a regular listening post. Nor would she be contradictory if she got in on the fun and music of Robert Q. Lewis and Rusty Draper. The trouble with Mary is she's too stubborn to enjoy the good things life offers, even when they're served up to her in style. Judging by the rest of the population, however, Mary is just about unique. Most people know good things when they hear them. That accounts for the enormous popularity of CBS Radio's Amos and Andy, Robert Q. Lewis, and Rusty Draper. The lilting songs and the wealth of good humor on each of these shows account in turn for much of the cheer and evidence all around. Unless pleasure is absolutely the last thing in the world you'll countenance, ignore Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Join us here at CBS Radio instead, where fun lovers hear Amos and Andy, Robert Q. Lewis, and Rusty Draper 5 or 6 times a week on most of these same stations.
Yes, operator, are you sure? Oh, all right, thank you.
You sure you got the right Evans?
Yes, dear, H.T. Evans. I know, on the other side of town, out on Henley Road. Well, I don't know what to do. I've called and called. There's no answer. I'll try in the morning again.
Probably resold the chair by this time and made a nice, tidy profit.
Well, I don't think so, Donnie. You'd have to fix the springs first. Who's that out in front? It's a car, it looks like, stopping here.
Daddy, you said you'd come up and read me a story.
Yeah, sure, okay, honey, I will. What would you like me to read, huh?
Oh, goodness, I wonder who's just dropping in. Oh, good evening.
Are you the lady who got $12 out of my husband for that dilapidated old chair?
Oh, well, you must be Mrs. Evans.
I am indeed, and I'll tell you this much. I won't have that thing in my house. Harry, bring that chair right up here. And furthermore, I want that $12 back.
Oh, no, Mabel.
Now, don't Mabel me.
Hey, for heaven's sakes, what's going on? What's the trouble
Your
here?
wife got $12 out of my husband for this mangy old chair.
What?
Well, I've got real nice furniture in my house, and I won't have this dirty old thing cluttering up my living room.
Well, look here, that's a very nice
I
chair.
won't have it in my house.
Well,
I told Harry, Mr. Evans, I said, we're dropping that thing right back. Charging anybody $12 for that wreck. Well, it's enough to make you lose your faith in human nature when you see the way some people try to take advantage
oh,
of it.
look, you can have your money back. Bring in my chair. Here, let me help you, Mr. Evans. Here, let me...
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry about this.
No, open the door wider, will you, honey?
Yes, just a second.
There we are. Careful now. Don't scratch it. Don't scratch it. Okay. There we are. Bring it right in here. Good.
Come in, Mrs. Evans. I'll get you your $12.
Oh.
There we
well,
are.
Thank you. I'm
Fine.
sorry I spoke the way
All
I
right,
did.
we got it.
Oh, that's all right.
Well,
I know how you felt.
Put it right down here. Careful. There we are.
Are you going to have that thing in your nice living room?
Yes, I guess I am, Mrs. Evans.
Now, just turn it around. That's it.
Oh, that's a nice chair. They don't make them that way anymore. Sure hated bringing it back.
Oh, you like it?
Say, that's a chair.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, but hated bringing it back. I thought I got a real bargain.
Chair's worth $1 million.
It is. I know it gets into women. They get all pepped up about making the place pretty. They don't seem to think about making it comfortable.
Yeah, sit down.
Oh, well,
No, sit in it while you're here. Go ahead. Isn't that something, now? Now, look, lean against the right arm there. Yeah, and put your feet on the footstool. Now, you see it kind of sags nicely in one spot there. So if you kind of hunch down a bit like that, you just fit, you know?
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get that chair really mellowed, broken in, you know? You see, what women don't understand is that a chair needs time.
All I can
to
say
break
is,
it in and
dearie,
get it
you have
properly
my
mellowed.
sympathies.
You can't do
Thank
it
you,
no more.
Mrs. Evans.
The Couple Next Door is written by Peg Lynch and stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce with Francie Myers, Doris Rich, and John Shelley, and is produced by Walter Hart. This is Stuart Metz, inviting you to listen again tomorrow for The Couple Next Door.